I know where they get the numberings for these planes now. It was 7 inches wide by 3 inches deep and another 7 inches tall. That's how big. That's the room that I had to squeeze my ass in. And Drew and I sat in the only seats in the entire plane, including the captain's chairs, that did not recline.
Yep.
We sat in the very back of the plane, and our seats were pressed up against that partition, that bulkhead, the thing that separates you from the
bathroom,
from the toilet, and the imitation sausage that they're serving up. And by the way, you know what I realized? I'm not a real picky eater, but I'll pass on a lot of stuff. I mean, if I go to a party and they got something spread out that looks like it's been there a little while, or it's not something I'm particularly interested in, or it looks like just a bunch of mayonnaise.
If they serve that on a plane, you'd be doing handspring.
I would, not only that, but if the guy next to me fell asleep, I would eat his on a 45-minute flight.
What is that?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is about airplane food. We all know it's horrible, and everyone kids about airplane food. But here's the real joke. You eat it, and you eat it happily. And if the person next to you doesn't finish it, you'll eat theirs, too. We had the worst breakfast I've ever had today, and it was, I powered through that thing like a lumberjack. And our flight was an hour and 50 minutes. Huh? I always think to myself, they really need to feed you in that little hour and 50-minute window?
No.
And I mean, we got on the plane, our plane flew from about 10 o'clock to noon.
Right.
You don't eat from 10 to noon in a normal day. You eat your breakfast and eat your lunch at, 2 in the afternoon or something. You have to be eating constantly?
Huh.
And since when did eating and flying become the greatest marriage?
Right. But it has to go together.
You've never expended less energy than you do when you fly.
It's just to keep you preoccupied.
Actually, I expend a lot of energy because I'm fretting and complaining.
Yeah, you could do that quite well, by the way.
I really do complain a lot.
Well, when you're 70, look out.
I'm converting to Judaism, too, when I'm 69. I would be the world's worst patient for you, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
But seriously, when I found out these seats weren't reclining, I was just in a world of hurt. And I never stopped complaining about it.
Make no mistake about it, the seats in front of us reclined.
Yeah, it's great. So, and really, you have to recline your seat on these 737s when the seat in front of you reclines, because it's a domino effect. Otherwise, there's no room for you to, your sternum will be crushed by the seat in front of you unless you actually have to synchronize with the person in front of you. The guy will get on the PA, and he'll say, okay, section to my right, recline, and now. And everybody has to recline at the exact same time, otherwise someone will get crushed in the middle. Yeah. So basically I'm looking at this guy's bald spot and feeling the rub of the chair in front of me on the chest cavity, while we sit there like some sort of student that was outfitted with an orthopedic spinal brace, like we had some sort of a scoliosis victim in junior high. Yeah. Oh, was that painful. And I said to Drew, Drew, how much extra is it to fly first class on this flight?
A lot.
Drew said, $800,000. I said, okay. I want $75 off for the seat not reclining. Because what you get in first class is you get about 6-8 inches of width, and you get the reclining. Now, I want the non-reclining discount. I want a refund. So that was painful.
Call the love of United Airlines.
Anyway, we're back. We're in one piece. Drew, you made the rounds today?
Yeah, I had a long day. I got the nap in somewhere.
I busted open the porno collection the guy gave me in Boulder. Our most faithful but weirdest listener, the guy who makes the popcorn and gives the porno.
I thought you were going to kiss that guy last night.
I was really happy.
I know you were. I've never seen you so happy.
Well,
I'm kind of jealous.
You give me a big ball of buttery goodness and a big sack of porn. You know what I mean? What's left? But the funny thing about the guy is he's a real straight guy.
Oh, he brought some gifts for my kid. I couldn't believe it.
Hey, he brought me a lithograph of some Playmate or something.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
I mean, he dropped off $150 worth of booty.
Why don't you name his product?
What is it? Zoe's?
Popcorn, right?
It's Zoe's something. Z-O-E-S. Zoe's...
Ann?
Ann is not listening to the show.
The chocolate popcorn guy.
What is that guy's name?
What is the name of the chocolate popcorn company? We can't hear you.
His name is Ed, but the popcorn's name is Zoe's. Zoe something, Drew.
Boulder, Colorado.
All right. I gave mine away. The guy was driving the car today. So.
All
right.
Nice people at Eaton Boulder. Nice campus.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I had a theory before I even traveled the country that L.A. was made of the a-holes that were tossed out of other cities around the country and other states. I still subscribe to that theory. They're nice everywhere but L.A. All right. I saw some people in the airport, actually, on the A-Hole Express line. These were people that have been deemed too big of a-holes, too big of narcissists, too self-centered to live in Boulder. They're actually shipping them to Los Angeles, where they could start new and breed with other a-holes. They have a super hybrid class of a-holes. All right. Where am I? Yes. David Faustino is here tonight. Yes, he's waving. He showed up 5 minutes late, but that's all right. We'll bring him in on the next break, and he'll talk about, I'm sure, a little Married with Children discussion, and then upcoming projects and the like. All right, Drew?
Let's go.
Juliana.
Oh, it's just Anna.
Anna, okay.
Sorry.
How's that happen? All right. You're 15.
Yeah. I have a question. What? Okay.
Okay.
Turn your radio off.
No, I don't even tell people anymore. I just hang up on them. Remember talking about my tough love policy, Drew, on the plane? All right, hold on a second, Drew. Mr. Overachiever.
Yes.
How long has the pen not been working?
3 months.
3 months. All right, what do you think that pen runs, retail?
One thing when you're over...
How much do you think that pen would run at the airport gift shop?
$1.50.
And how much at the Save-On?
12 cents.
Okay. You don't think you could think about that? Yeah. Oh, you're holding it up as if it's someone else's fault. It's your fault, Drew. Okay. And Drew, don't not defend yourself because it gets everyone pissed off at me. Let's take a knife off. Drew, you better dip that into something. Drew has a Marks a Lot pen that has stopped marking a lot.
Doesn't even marks a little. Come on.
Drew, that wasn't really funny, but because you said it was real funny. Jamie.
Yes.
You're 20.
Yes.
You're on with Adam Carolla and Sir Marks a Little.
I really wanted to be on last night in Boulder because I was there.
All right.
Wait, let it.
Oh, you're at the gig?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, quite spectacular, wouldn't you say?
Well, I was kind of unimpressed with the people who asked questions.
Yeah, but we were impressive.
Oh, yeah, I was really excited.
Oh,
I was so excited, you had no idea.
Oh, good. It was a beautiful venue, though, wouldn't you say?
Oh, Mackey's really pretty. I love it in there.
Jeez, yeah.
I just think we drove in tonight. The characters we had up on stage with us there. Rain.
Yeah.
I know. I really wanted to be up there.
We brought a woman up on stage who was bisexual, and I talked to her about her bisexuality for a good 20 minutes. Of course, later on when I questioned her what it was like to be with a woman, I've never been with a woman. You're telling me about your bisexual lifestyle for the last 20 minutes. Yeah, but I've never been with a woman. I just think about it. Oh, okay. Well, then everyone's bisexual. So what's going on, Jamie?
Okay, well, it's just in the last week. My friend who was before this was a virgin, had sex with her boyfriend, who I'm also friends with, and they've been dating for about 8.5 months, so she decided to tell me. And he knew that I knew, so he decided to tell me. And it's kind of like it's just about there, except I'm not quite in the bedroom almost, and it's just, I don't know what to tell either of them, because I'm knowing too much, and I don't want to know anymore.
Then tell them that. I know too much, more than I'm comfortable with, that's it.
Well, I kind of hinted at that, but then she's like, well, what are you going to get me for Christmas? I don't know.
What are you going to get, what?
Well, she wants the big box for Christmas, of supplies, because she wants to take him on a trip, and I'm like, I don't want to know this.
Hold on, Miss Scattergories? What the hell are you talking about? The big box and the trip and the Christmas?
She's telling me she wanted to take him on a trip for Christmas.
As if we're looking at some sort of film footage along with the discussion. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jamie.
Okay, well,
you got a lot of huevos criticizing your fellow Boldinians.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
For asking lame questions. All right, so Drew, are you done with this call?
No, I want to hear more. So I'm curious as to why this is so difficult for you to speak up.
Well, it's just because I have to see both of them.
Why is the content so difficult for you? Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
Have you ever had a boyfriend?
A couple, nothing really that serious.
So these are issues. True, you got right to it.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to know.
Are you jealous?
A little bit, but they kind of gross me out.
Why did they gross you out?
Oh, they're like all touchy-feely all over each other all the time.
Oh, but you long to be touched that way, don't you, Jamie?
Not right now, I don't.
Well, not right now, but this time tomorrow, to feel a man's gentle caress?
Maybe.
All right, so you don't like it because it's like, being on a hunger strike and someone telling you got to man the buffet.
Well, I guess. I don't know. It's just, I don't want to be the one that they tell everything to.
Well, that's fine. Listen, women like to have a woman that another woman they feel close to, they can confide in about these sorts of issues, particularly first time around. And a guy will tell anybody who'll listen. So you're nearby, I guess, and that's at least tell him to cut it out. He doesn't need anybody to talk to. It sounds like your friend would be benefited from your ability to be an intimate friend
Anna?
for her.
Yeah.
Did you turn your radio down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if you, perform oral sex on a guy or a girl, are you still losing your virginity at all?
What do you think?
I don't know.
You're 15?
Mm-hmm.
Have you performed oral sex on a guy or a girl?
No, but my boyfriend wants me to.
Perform oral sex on him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
Well, I really don't care, but...
You don't care?
No.
Jeez. Where was that laissez-faire attitude when I was in high school?
What do you mean you don't care? Most people don't care. We'll just go ahead and do something if they don't care. Of course you care.
Why are you calling if you don't care?
Well, I mind, but...
All right, stop right there.
What?
Stay with that. Okay, you mind.
Minding isn't that a form of negative caring?
Yeah, that's caring not to. I mind not. I would rather not. And if you'd rather not, don't.
True. You want to put that mind into a sentence?
No.
Okay. You sounded like you're on your way.
No.
Okay.
You better lay off me. I'm going to get really pissed off. I think this all night last night.
Was I abusing you?
Oh, my God. Ann, please.
It feels so... I know. Ann told me I was abusing you. I know. It felt so natural.
Yeah. What is virginity, Anna? What do you think?
I don't know what you were asking.
What is your definition of virginity?
Not ever, having any sort of sexual intercourse. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, and sexual intercourse being genital intercourse.
Either way.
Oh, boy.
What was that?
I want you to take that mynah bird, Anna,
Yeah.
and put it in the oven.
Oh, I breed them, so.
Oh,
I breed birds.
that is such a deal breaker.
It's not a mynah bird, though. It's like a
The parakeet? What is that thing?
It's a parakeet.
Parakeet.
Oh, I got to tell you, I don't mean to attack your hobbies, but or your vocations, but birds are some of the most worthless creatures, especially the domesticated variety.
Mm-hmm.
The worst pets you'll ever own in your life.
Why?
Why? Because they crap indiscriminately. There's no way to potty train a finch or a parakeet or whatever the hell you're sporting over there. You feed them, you clean their cage, you name them, you give them a bath, you take care of them for 10 years. And when you reach into your cage, they try and bite you every time. They crap all over the place. They make more noise than a stuck banshee.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, they're horrible. I had a bird at the gym I used to work at. It ate 3 of my stopwatches. I used to train people in the ring, and I put the stopwatch, was a digital stopwatch, up on top of one of the turnbuckles in the corner, and the bird would walk down from its cage, walk across the floor. It would climb up each rope of the ring, just high enough to get its beak onto the one on top of it and pull itself up. It would go directly for my stopwatch and then take its beak and put it right in the center of the glass and just crush it. And so what I did is I bought a new one, and I would put it on the far side one, and the bird would start making its way over to it. Well, I'd grab it before it got to it, and I'd go put it back on the other side, and it would turn around and start heading back. Inevitably, I would forget and get into whoever I was training, and I'd hear the sound of crushed plastic, and I'd look over the bird. He was eating my stopwatch again. And you couldn't pick him up or shoo him or anything because he'd crap on you and howl. Oh, horrible. Horrible, those damn birds.
My cockatoos do that.
So, virginity.
Yes. Well, that's what I think of it, but...
Genital intercourse.
Well, that too, but he said, and my sisters, they think that if you do oral sex that you lose it. And I was like, well, I don't know. So,
see, there is no consensus about what it is anymore. I mean, the actual virginity was really more of an economic and social issue at one time. People needed to be a virgin in order for certain economic transactions to occur.
You get more for a virgin.
You're going to marry into certain families and the royalty and all this nonsense.
Let me explain.
But the deal is now, you have your plane theory.
Yeah, if the plane is broken.
No. Yeah.
True, you're so negative.
I'm defensive. How the hell do you think I am defensive?
You're punchy is what you are tonight.
4 hours of this, I'm defensive. I'm not punchy.
You really are punchy.
No.
I'm looking at you now. You're punchy.
No.
And you're melting right into your hand.
No, I'm fine.
All right. Hey, Engineer Mike, shut Drew's mic off for a minute. Let's just give him a break. I'll explain my theory on virginity, but it won't be the one that Drew wants me to say. The idea of virginity is, at least biblically, like the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary wasn't taking it in the ass and giving blowjobs to everybody in the village. She was, am I allowed to say that? Yeah. She was virtuous. That was the whole idea. So it has more to do with virtue than it does with actual penetration. Although, like we do, and it's very convenient for us to do as a society, is we distill everything down to the, we take it at its concrete meaning. Like, we do that, religions do that great, because otherwise life's no fun, right? It's like, oh, hey, I didn't covet my neighbor's oxen. I was banging his wife. Well, the Bible didn't say anything about that, just was talking about the oxen. Actually, it did mention something about the wife, but you get my drift. So we use this, and a woman could be, giving hand jobs in the parking lot of a salsa club for money, and she could still technically be a virgin and live with herself that way. I believe it has to do with either you're virtuous or you're not. Now, I don't cast any dispersions upon you if you decide to have sex, but it's, I guess, with who and under what circumstances and how you feel about yourself and other things like that. If you're having questions about it, then you should probably not get involved with it for a little while. Drew, you want to nod your head? Okay. David Faustino is here. He will be in here in just a moment, and we'll be back with more Loveline after this.
Listen to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
All right, phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LFEE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Dr. Drew. Tonight, our guest is David Faustino. David will talk about a multitude of things, not the least of which is he's doing a club thing for Halloween. That is on Halloween, is it not?
Halloween night,
yes.
Friday night. Let me first say I apologize for being late.
That's quite all right. We oftentimes will do the first break and bring the guest in at the end of the first break anyway, so it's all right. Actually, we usually do it because they don't show up until halfway in.
Anyway.
Roy.
We got into that habit because of that.
Right, but
I just saw the dirty look you guys gave me through the glass. I thought,
No, I was looking at Drew's reflection. I didn't even see you there. All right, so...
so this Friday night at the Hyatt Hotel on the Sunset Strip.
And
I got the whole 14th floor rented out. Wow. And it's called Murder on the 14th Floor. We've got hip-hop, funk, acid jazz. It's going to be nice.
What provoked you to do this?
I used to run a hip-hop club. Dr. Drew remembers. I used to come in all the time and promote. I used to do a hip-hop club for 2 years. It was the first hip-hop club on the Sunset Strip. And so it's been like 5 years, and I've been working, and I've kind of like gave it up because I was too busy doing the acting thing. And now I have a break. I've been off Married with Children for a few months. And me and my partner were like, let's just do it again.
Same guy? The same
Robert Gavin, yeah. We said, let's do a reunion, so here we are. The kids are a little bit older now.
What is, but they're no smarter. What is the attraction? Like, see, to me, if someone said, hey, Adam, we're gonna get together a big club night, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna get some bands, and we're gonna get some booze, and we're gonna get a caterer, and we're gonna do, and I'd say, no.
Why?
Because it just sounds like a big pain in the ass.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
I'm 23.
Oh, okay.
So
it's going to sound like a big pain in the ass in 10 years.
In 10 years, I'll be like, nah, forget it.
Even when I was 23, I probably would have thought it sounded like a pain in the ass.
It's getting to be.
Can you make any money off it?
Yeah, but you know what? I won't, because we're spending so much money. I mean, with the decorations we're getting and the lighting that we're doing it top notch.
Right.
So
you're just breaking even.
Maybe, even if I'll be lucky if I even break even.
Right, but you get laid.
Well, I've got a girlfriend, so that's out too. So basically, I get nothing.
Well, she could put out.
She could.
All right, so let's we'll talk more about this and other.
Can I just give out the phone
number?
number?
Oh, yeah, please.
For information, they can call area code 310-712-2582, 712 Club.
And how much?
Now, I didn't know I was talking to, how many cities are we talking to now?
50.
Unbelievable.
Right, so don't expect folks from Minneapolis to drive in, but
happen to be in L.A.
If you can get people from L.A. to go, that'll do it. How many people will this place hold?
I think it holds 700 or something.
Oh,
it's got a whole panoramic view of the city.
You'll get them in. I predict someone dies by falling to their death.
Hey, stop that now.
Well, this Halloween, after all. That's a draw.
And then it's not my party. I just promoted it.
You're just a celebrity figurehead. All right, so Married with Children has been done for... I think it feels like it's been done for longer than a few months, because I heard even 2 years ago they were saying Married with Children is entering its final season, so on and so forth. There was so much. I mean, usually when a show leaves the air, it just leaves.
Right.
You don't hear anything about it.
Right.
Maybe if it's MASH or Taxi or something like that, they'll have the big farewell episode. But you don't hear all the fanfare leading up into it. Married with Children, I was hearing stuff about this show a year and a half before. Was it supposed to leave earlier, or was there talk about that?
Yeah, well, the reason you probably thought it's been over is because for the last 2 or 3 years, our ratings were just horrible.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, so it was like they were just holding on to us, hoping, because Fox didn't really have another sitcom that was working for them.
Right.
So we were it.
Polly didn't...
The Polly show didn't pan out? Oh, for Christ's sake, I'm flabbergasted. Now,
Polly's my friend, I can't talk about
we don't, well, it has nothing to do with this town. We don't want to get into actual numbers here.
Yeah.
But you don't have to work anymore, do you? That's enough with the work, right?
But I'm such a workaholic that I have to work. It's like if I sit around for 5 minutes, I feel like I'm doing nothing.
No, you choose to work.
Choose to work,
But you can pick and choose the projects you want to get involved with.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you got into the Married with Children thing?
I started that show when I was 12.
Wow.
I'm 23 now, so.
That is, I could not imagine, like if someone opens a high school yearbook and there's a picture of me in the 11th grade, I immediately rip it out of their hands and throw it into an incinerator.
Oh, well, believe me, when I turn on the TV at 11 o'clock at night and I see me at 13, 14, 15 years old.
I couldn't imagine having that chronicled, like someone was making a short film, or not even a short film, like someone was doing some sort of long-term research on you and evolution.
Yeah.
There's you with the earring, you without the earring, you with the long hair, you with the goatee, you with the zit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be the most bizarre thing in the world to turn on the TV and see not only like a picture of you, but you well lit and interacting and
voice cracking. It's wild, man, and that's why you see so many kids, they really, really, truly get screwed up growing up on TV, because it's such a weird thing. Everybody's watched you grow up, and here you are in the streets, open to people who watched you, grew up with you.
Right.
It's a weird, weird position, and if you're not grounded, you're in big trouble.
Well, how'd you get grounded, if in fact you are grounded?
I'm not. I'm a mess. As soon as I get out of here, it's,
I couldn't, no, I mean, seriously, the most, I grew up with Molly Ringwald living down the street. And Molly's actually very sweet now, but she's gone through her ups and her downs. And people would say to me sometimes, she said, Molly, like when she was 17, 16, 17, 18. I don't know about that Molly. She's got a little bit of an attitude, or she seems kind of weird, or she's a little standoffish or something. And I'd say, listen, when you were 17, your big decision was whether to whack off in the bathroom or the bedroom.
Right.
Molly is getting $2 million a picture, and has people coming at her from all angles at age 17, talking about real estate investments. What would that do to your mind?
Yeah.
I mean, what would you be like after 5 years?
And you have to decide where to whack off.
And then you get home, you got to decide whether to go in the kitchen, the bathroom, or the hall, like me. So I don't really hold it against people that were brought up in this environment for being a little standoffish, or being a little introverted, or having their quirks, for lack of a better term.
It's weird, man. It's weird. Because so many people take advantage of you, too. I mean, you grew up in the business, and you have everything available to you, drugs, sex, whatever it is, and it's all there on a platter for you.
Right.
And it tastes good.
Jeez, I can't imagine what a mess I'd be if that happened to me.
It's unthinkable.
I've been doing a radio show for 18 months. I've already turned into the biggest a-hole in the world.
I see that.
Yeah, you see it blossoming in
First time I
front
met him,
of
he was
you.
a nice guy. Now he's got this. No, I'm kidding.
I'm yelling at Drew, and I'm gesturing to Ann through the glass. Oh, what a mess I would be. All right, so let me just get to the bottom of this, because Drew and I have discussed this ad nauseum, and we can't figure it out. Residuals. Do they pay, you don't have to talk about amounts, but do they pay you the full amount on the first rerun, or percentage of the full amount that they paid you, or how does that work?
Here's where it gets tricky, because Fox, when we first started the show, Fox was a nothing network. They literally hadn't, we started the network.
Right.
So they're a network when they want to be one, but when it's time to pay residual checks, it's like, you know. So the money I make on residuals is not, I mean, it was a good weekly paycheck.
Right.
But I don't make very much
It's
money.
not a nutty amount.
Right.
Yeah.
Rupert Murdoch's not paying out the big bucks for the residuals.
MTV, yeah. You say residual in front of them, huh? They don't even know what that word is.
Yeah, you guys are in the same boat.
Oh, well, are you kidding? We're at the bottom, scraping the barnacles off the keel. We're in the same boat. We're in the nothing boat. Is there such a thing as a nothing boat, Drew?
Not even life preserver.
We get nothing. So you may get a pittance, but we get 0% of 0.000.
And Married with Children was actually one of the #1 grossing shows. I mean, they made so much money off of the reruns.
They
sick. Said still do.
Oh, they had to. Plus the fact
Hundreds of millions.
This show, when it started, didn't have any, marquee names, and it wasn't some sci-fi action fest or something. They needed a dog, a living room, and a couple of kids, and a balding guy, and pow.
What's everybody going on to do now?
I know I saw Christina today, actually. She's who plays Kelly on the show, if anybody doesn't know that. She's doing a movie with, she just finished a movie with Mark Wahlberg. Under Wesley Snipes' production company. Now she's out here in L.A. doing another feature.
DC Boogie Nights?
I didn't see it yet.
Oh,
no.
he was great.
Yeah, I heard.
It was a great movie. And I want to apologize to, what was the name of the actress we had on the show? Was it Sarah something? Oh, Heather Graham. That's right. We had Heather Graham in. And this is what an idiot I am, David. I have
She's
no...
in the movie?
Yeah. Heather Graham is in the movie. Heather Graham plays Roller Girl. And looks hot, by the way, and has a quick nude scene. And she does a great job, and it's a great movie. I mean, it really was a good movie. It was sort of Pulp Fiction goes porn.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
But it was a really interesting, well-done movie. Burt Reynolds was great, and Wahlberg was great, and Heather Graham was great. But we had Heather Graham in here about 9-10 months ago talking about some other project. And I said, just like I'll say to you tonight, do you have anything else coming up that you'd like to talk about? And she said, well, I did just finish, or I am just working on something called Boogie Nights. It's a low-budget thing. And I said, I never heard of that. Who's in that? Burt Reynolds and Marky Mark. And, this sounds like a blockbuster, Heather. What's it about? It's about the 70s porn industry. Oh, well,
suddenly you're interested.
And my interest, my ears perked up a little. And what part do you play, Heather? I play Roller Girl. I always wear roller skates. So you're like a white tootie, I remember saying. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I'm sure this is going to be huge. Burt Reynolds, Marky Mark, you're on roller skates. Everyone look out for this one. It's going straight to video. And lo and behold, it came out, and it's a real good movie. And so
Bill Macy is awesome in it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
He's awesome in everything he does,
Great.
though. He'd do a cat chow commercial.
He was in Fargo. He played the car dealer.
You see Fargo?
No.
Drew, have you seen Shining?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, if Heather Graham wants to come back on the show, Ann, I will issue an official apology to her. Oh, boy, she looks spectacular in this movie, too. Something about roller skates on a woman. I mean, not only does it make you 4 or 5 inches taller, but you move so much faster. You know?
4 or 5 inches taller.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I need some roller skates.
Michelle.
Yeah.
You're 19.
Yeah. I guess my question is is it realistic for me to have high expectations for my son if both parents, we both come from a very bad background and we both have a gene for substance abuse?
No.
No. He'll be, Oh, he'll be like driving a Zamboni or something in a junior college ring.
I left the baby's father since I've been pregnant because I want a better life for me and the baby.
Good.
So the dad was an addict.
Yes.
Okay.
But here's the deal. The kid will be all right by virtue of the fact that he has a mom that got away from an abusive guy to make a better life for the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 80% of it, isn't it?
It's a lot of it. Listen, whether one or both parents are addicted or have the addictive potential.
I mean, I drink and, I have alcoholic family.
It doesn't matter.
But I feel,
Hey, Michelle. Shut up. Go there and, please.
You ready to listen?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Whether one or both parents have the gene, the probability for the child is the same. So the fact that dad is an addict is all we need to know. And the probability is 50-50. 50% he'll get the potential, 50% he won't. Now, having the potential for addiction doesn't necessarily mean someone's going to get addiction. It's certainly very likely. But in my estimation, there needs to be typically some sort of narcissistic injury. That's the way to guarantee the gene being expressed as disease. Something happens to the child that is painful at a delicate age of development, and then you have an addict.
When you say narcissistic injury, a lot of people are picturing getting hit in the groin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Drew?
No.
Well, Michelle, you familiar with the word narcissistic? You know what part of the body is?
No.
You know what part of the body it is?
No. I didn't know it was part of the body.
All right. Well, all right. You're right. All right.
On top of that.
All right.
The point is that if the child can grow up in a healthy emotional environment,
and
the probability of it... What? You're what?
She's clean.
I'm going to counseling.
Good.
And I'm just trying to make a better life for me and the baby. But,
Great.
that just keeps on, hitting me that both of us,
What did I just tell you? It doesn't matter whether it's one or both. The probability is still 50-50.
Right. Sure, she's trying to make a better life for her and the baby, but you relax.
She's obsessing about this child's potential. The child is who she is, he or she is, and
right.
Don't worry about this element.
I know you'll agree with me when I say this, David. The fact that making a better life for me and the baby has become Michelle's mantra means that the kid will be all right.
Yeah, he'll be. He has a strong mother.
Right.
She got out of there.
And
half the battle.
And if she really makes it her goal, then there's no problem. Hell, we have. Look at me. I turned out all right. Folks didn't even know I was around until I was like 9 or 10. Faustino was made his first $1 million by the time I'd learned to tie my shoe. All right.
I think you'd thrown your first quail pop by that point.
Yeah, I'd already learned that if you take, and this is something that's really paid dividends. I know you'd have a lucrative acting career, but I learned by the age of 12, was it, when you started the Married with Children, that if you took a acorn bottom and you pressed it into some wet clay, you got a fairly groovy star-shaped design on the bottom. And I parlayed that into millions.
What were you on at the time?
I would think I was on some sort of hash that my mom just lent me. My mom actually lent me drugs. It's a little hard to explain the policy. We'll be back.
What's up? This is Mark from f***ing Blink-182, and you're listening to f***ing Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. f***ing Drew.
It's funny, after he did that I said, hey, Engineer Mike, that's kind of fun. We ought to get all our guests to do that. And he goes, no. Well, why not? That was pretty funny. I got to edit it.
Can I promote my Beatin' Club?
Yeah.
Please?
Oh, hold on. Let me reset the show. Or it'll be taken out of context and people won't know where to go. David Faustino is here, and you remember him from Married with Children, and if you want to see him in person, actually, you can. And here's how.
If you're in the LA area. This Friday night, I'm having a huge Halloween party at the Hyatt Hotel on the Sunset Strip. And for more info, you can call 310-712-2582. Murder on the 14th floor. It's hip-hop, funk, acid jazz, all that stuff. It's going to be wild from 9 to 2 a.m.
I love Halloween. It is my favorite holiday now that I'm an adult. I'm trying to think of the holidays and how they work. I guess it's pretty much Christmas from 0 to 16, 17, something like that, depending on how your folks are. But at a certain point, as you reach adulthood, it becomes Halloween. Because
you don't have to shop.
Women, yeah, you don't have to shop. And you don't have to get an outfit like me, because all my stuff is sort of ripe.
Right.
But it is the holiday when women get really loaded and they're dressed like prostitutes and nurses, and it's if you can't score, that is the one night for a guy to go out and meet a woman. if he's having difficulty. You know what I mean? A lot of guys can't, they don't work too well in the bar scene or the club scene or what have you. A lot of guys are working, they're not in school, they don't see anybody on campus or have any homeroom with somebody. But this is the night. This is the night when the women are out, they're dressed right, they're drunk, and you can sort of hide behind the veil of your character.
Absolutely. And so can they, though. So can the women.
Right.
You have no idea what you're hooking up with.
Yeah, but if they're in like a candy striper outfit or something, you get a pretty good idea.
Right.
All right, until the penis comes out at the end of the day. All right, Drew, what are you going as this year?
My kid's parent.
You're going as a-hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds exciting.
Mary. You're not going to a K-Rock party?
I can't, from Maryland.
Oh, not you, Mary. Drew?
No.
No. Okay, sorry.
Cannot do it.
All right, Mary, what's going on?
Questions for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
About 3 years ago, I was being evaluated to diagnose a learning disability, and the person doing the evaluation alleged that I had some sort of abuse in my history. And I left his office convinced that there was no abuse, that this guy was a quack. But I'm wondering if there was abuse, if it could manifest itself in a way that would keep me from having... I'm married, I've been married for 3 years, but I was wondering if some sort of abuse in the past could be keeping me from having an orgasm.
Well,
and if so, would I have to work through and actually develop a memory?
Look, anything pertaining to your sexuality can be affected if you've been abused. So, of course, they could have an impact on that. Whether or not it actually is an issue, we can't say.
Oh, car backfire when you're 9 can adversely affect a woman's ability to have an orgasm.
I guess the question is, would I have to gain a memory before I could work through it?
No.
You could work through being abused even if you didn't remember being abused? I don't understand. You don't think you would remember, Mary? I mean, do you think you blocked something out, or you were too young, or you just have no idea?
Well, looking back at some of my past behaviors, like, hindsight is 20/20, some of my actions in the past are a little bit, suspect that maybe...
Like what?
I remember having a fear of being alone with any man I didn't know. I remember even at like 12 years old when I was babysitting, the mother would ask if the father could come pick me up, and I made my mother call back and say, no, he doesn't know this person. He can't come pick her up.
All right, that's something. That could be something. I mean, if you're entertaining the thought that it may have happened, then it may have happened.
But, it's more a function of how it affected your character development, and those issues are affecting your ability to have stable relationships, then, that's got to be worked through. The issue of orgasmic function is really just something you and your husband have to work on, I suspect. I mean, I wonder what's going on between them that you can't sort of...
there's something going on there.
Yeah.
It's funny that she was being evaluated for learning disability, and the person came up with molestation.
When she started telling the story, I figured, this is too complex. We're not going to get at this. That's a question I had in my mind. What's going on in their relationship? What a relationship's been like? Why can't they work on this together? Why does it have to be sort of this abstraction that she's got to work through and come up with this memory? What's going on between she and her husband now?
Do you have any kind of learning disability, David?
Not that I'm aware of yet at this young age.
You must have learned to read pretty good.
But I can have an orgasm, so I think I'm doing okay.
You want to prove that? Take your shoe off, Drew. I don't want to mess up the carpet. You must have done a lot of reading when you were a kid. I was just thinking about reading because I got tested for learning disability once.
My education was pathetic. I mean, I grew up on the set, so the
but didn't you have to read stuff every day on the set? Well, that's reading.
Yeah, I can read perfect. I can spell great. It's just, I don't have a very great vocabulary and great book learning because I didn't go to school.
Right, you were screwing around on the set.
Yeah.
And
now I'm trying to make up for it. I'm like reading every night, and
And didn't you have set tutors and stuff?
Yeah, but I went through like 3 or 4. It's pathetic. When you're on a set, you can fire your own teacher when you're like 14 years old.
Could you imagine that?
Mommy, I don't really like her. Can you,
Really?
Yeah, it's pathetic.
So it'd be the one that he wanted to go out and play Frisbee with in the back. That'd be the teacher he liked.
No, I liked nap time. It was like, I'm tired. Can I nap now? Okay, sure.
Adam could have that job. Not the napping person, but the napping teacher.
Oh yeah, I would be the king of the naps if I was teaching. That would be part of my curriculum. Today's lesson, turn to page... Oh, wait a minute, you don't have any books.
Not time.
No, today we'll chronicle the history of napping. Now, get comfortable. And people would just doze off as I went into my lecture.
Now, you have to... There's some teachers out there who can really be strict with their students in the entertainment industry, and they learn something.
But you didn't have that.
I didn't have that.
All right, but you were there. Who'd you have? It was just you and Christina?
Me and Christina. And then when Christina had graduated, I got another teacher come in who actually recorded... This is how sick they are out there. This guy recorded sessions with me, just me and him in the room, and he would record me talking, and he wrote it all down, wrote a book, talked about me and my personal life and my family, sold stories to the Inquirer and the Star.
How old were you?
He's the first one who remember Amanda Burse on the show, who played the neighbor? She's, a lesbian, and he was the first one who let that out, even before she came out.
She didn't even know it, as a matter of fact. She actually had to tell her she was a lesbian. Wow.
Yeah, And this guy, to this day, is still teaching.
How do people...
And in his book, he's talking about how he would, I don't know, can I say jerk off?
All right.
How he would?
He would jerk off to, he would go home and, think about Christina Applegate. And he wrote all these things.
What's wrong with that?
Now he's teaching he's a teacher.
Okay.
He's teaching 8-year-old, 9-year-old kids.
Oh yeah, no, that ain't. I wouldn't do that. That's not right. How do people even look themselves in the mirror anymore? He's dredging up dirt on a 15-year-old, on a 14-year-old. That is pathetic. But let's talk about Christina Applegate for just 1 second. I'm guessing you never had sex with her.
No, I never did.
Okay.
I used to have a big crush on her.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever there are these stories of, could you imagine? Geez, that show came out on the air. I was 23. She was 11. I had a big crush.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Drew. You know you did too. I didn't act on it, or hardly ever. The point is this. You have a crush on whoever's good looking who's in your class. When you're young,
right.
And when you're just trapped, you and a person, it's like you may be right in the middle of a movie studio, but you're real isolated.
Yeah, it's boring, man.
Oh, so you must.
You saw. I mean, the set of Married with Children, there was women everywhere. Always.
But you must. Oh, can you imagine? And your height, and at that age, you must have just breasts resting on your forehead
everywhere. It was just.
I couldn't imagine.
Plethora of.
Oh, I couldn't imageen. And so you probably had a crush on Christina for a number of years.
Oh yeah. But then we became like brother and sister.
Yeah, yeah. But that's one sister you would have bent the rules for. All right.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm trying to think of the other stories. I think I think Scott Baio has nailed every single person he's worked with at least 100 times.
I was too shy. I mean, it was I looked at them all, but people were like, "Hey, man, you're on TV. How come you're not?" I was just too shy. It's too I mean, I met with a few of them, and one of them was my girlfriend for a while. The girl who played my girl on the show. But that was weird because after we were together, it's we couldn't really pretend anymore.
Right.
It didn't work out.
Because you got to pretend like you like each other, and after being in a relationship for 4 or 5 months, sure, it's kind of a stretch. There's no good enough actor on the planet to do that. Andrew?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, my problem is, once in a while, my testicles will fall asleep, just one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if you knew what that was.
The skin,
It feels like it's under the skin.
Will you be sitting on a bicycle seat or something when this happens?
No. I'll just be walking around the house, and I'll be about to sit down, and it just feels almost like it went numb. But
I never heard that.
There's a nerve, pudendal nerve down there that can get pushed on when you're sitting or when you're on a bicycle seat and that sort of thing, and so that area can go numb from pressure. But I'm not sure what that would be if it happens spontaneously like that.
It's only happened 3 or 4 times, but
if it happens more frequently or keeps happening, just make sure a doctor checks it out. It doesn't quite make sense to me exactly what we'd be doing that, but nor does it alarm me.
It doesn't?
So,
I'd be alarmed.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
David, you alarmed?
I'm alarmed.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
I'm borderline outraged.
Well, outraged maybe, but not alarmed.
Well, now wait a minute, Drew. What is the most prevalent form of cancer that afflicts young men?
Testicular cancer. At 20. He's 14.
Yeah, but
He's 14.
No, I know, but
it's
certainly
not a symptom of testicular cancer. But
but he's getting a weird. Falling asleep is sort of a generic term. It just means a strange numb feeling, and when that's emanating from the testicles, that's something to look into.
Yes,
I would be airlifted to my nearest urologist if that happened. Is that a urologist that looks at that?
Yeah.
Testicular cancer, is that, like, is there any way to get that checked and to look out for that? I mean,
Yes,
how do you
yes.
Man can do it for you.
Men should be.
I wouldn't mind.
Men should be coached to to check their own testes. I mean, it should feel like sort of a Super Bowl, that kind of rubbery consistency. And there shouldn't be anything sharp or rigid or nothing like a pebble inside there.
All right.
And anybody who can get it if you're healthy. I mean, it's just
One of those things.
It just happens.
Even child stars.
Hey,
David.
stop that now.
All right, we'll be back.
I was actually born in Burbank.
Oh, so you didn't
St. Joe's Hospital.
your folks didn't fly in from Albuquerque to audition or anything like
No,
that?
I've been in the business since I was 3 months old.
So-
I've been working steadily since.
Doing would you obviously you weren't doing Shakespeare at 3 months. You're doing
No,
like
I haven't
Pampers
conquered that
commercials
yet.
and stuff.
Pampers commercial. My first thing I did was a Lily Tomlin special, where she was this clown in some act, and she was rushed to the hospital to have a baby, and I came out as a clown, and I was a girl. My first part I played a girl. I was a girl baby.
We're well, I guess not you can't really tell back then. They didn't show you genitalia on.
I don't think so. I've actually never seen it.
Is
My genitalia, I mean.
Are your folks in the business? Thank you, Engineer Mike.
Thank you.
I have to really suck my breath in to see mine.
My father's a wardrobe man, actually.
So
He got me into the business.
and did you ever get any battles with him or anything over like you hear about? I saw this big Macaulay Culkin special and stuff where he disowned his parents and got in a whole bunch of disputes about the money and everything. Did you get in any battles with your folks about that?
No, actually, my father, I gotta say, my father really is the one who taught me how to save dough.
Mm-hmm.
He really taught me how to save. And,
What the hell are you going to spend it on when you're 14?
You can find things.
Really? Pre-drugs and pre-cars. I just can't. And pre-women. I don't know what you can spend it on, but I guess you could. But could you? I mean, when you're 13, you started the show when you're 12. You're 13. You're making a good, steady paycheck. You're making a hell of a lot more than your average adult.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have much overhead.
I didn't have any control of my money, though, till I was... I mean, I just didn't care at that age.
But do you have to turn 18 before you get before you see any of it?
Yeah, until you're really in control of any of it, yeah, 18.
And
So at 18, I packed up my bags and I said, "See ya, Mom and Dad."
Oh,
Took
boy.
my money, but no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but everybody should move out that way.
Right.
I mean, I moved to a one-bedroom in North Hollywood with 4 guys. It wasn't quite as glorious.
Well, actually, when I was 18, I moved in with a bunch of guys in an apartment in Hollywood because I wanted to party and have a good time.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's the place to do it.
Yeah.
Did you have trouble with a bunch of guys who sort of knew, hey, it's Moneybags Faustino
I went
coming
through
down the
that.
street?
I went through that, yeah. I went through that for about 2 years. Hooked up with the wrong people and
Guys
Wow.
hanging out with you because they knew you were on TV, knew you
Yeah.
had money and all that.
partied every night and showed up late to work.
I'll tell you, Drew, I don't know if you went through this. I don't imagine you did. But in my neighborhood, if you were the first guy to move out and get your own apartment, that was it. Because everybody knew it. Everyone, there's this weird period of time between the age of 18 and 21 where half the people you know are living at home, and just a handful of them have moved out on their own. And obviously, you're not going to go party at the guy's house with his mom in slippers and curlers banging on the door. I smell marijuana. So whoever moves out first, that becomes the party den for not only people your age, but all those guys you know that are a year or two younger than you, that are like seniors in high school and whatnot. And they're always like, I'd walk into my apartment, some guy, hey, I'm getting laid, you mind? I don't know who you are.
There's bodies all over your house, people
Yeah.
living in the living room. And, yeah.
Right.
You're like, who are you?
Yeah, you become like the official party/flop house for the neighborhood. Guys who got into spats with their family want to crash out on the sofa for a few days.
Right.
Guys want to bring their girlfriends over there because their folks don't let them do any of that at home, and
Oh, yeah.
so on and so forth.
We had like 4 or 5 apartments in my building in Hollywood. We had 4 or 5 units rented out, so it was just like party central. Everybody had an apartment there. It was wild.
All right, but you live to tell the tale.
Yes, I did. Can I plug away here?
You live to plug the tale. Go ahead.
Okay, I just
I rented
more
that.
partying. I just want. We used to run Club Ballistics, and we're doing a reunion this Friday night, Halloween.
Where's Club Ballistics?
Well, that was at the Whiskey A Go Go on Sunset Boulevard.
It was always confusing to me when clubs that had names took on other names for separate nights.
That was just our team. We floated around. We were on Highland and we were on Sunset Boulevard.
Right.
So we stopped doing it for a while because we just grew up and we were all busy. And now we're doing a reunion on Friday night.
And that will
31st.
be the Halloween.
Murder on the 14th floor, which is at the Hyatt Hotel in the Sunset Strip. And we've got the whole 14th floor rented out. It's going to be wild. And for the information, you can call 310-712-2582, 712-CLUB.
What normally goes on the 14th floor?
I don't quite know.
I mean, is it just a bunch of rooms?
No. It's a huge, like, rectangular ballroom, and it's got a whole view of the city, and it's got the pool up there.
There you go.
You going to be there, Drew? No.
You're going to bring your triplets, right?
Yeah.
He's going to dress them up as the Spice Girls and ruin their sexuality for about that. That's 10 years of therapy right there. Why don't you dress them as the Spice Girls this year, Drew? Okay.
No.
Mark?
Mark?
Hello.
All right, we'll just hang up on Mark, and we'll talk to...
What?
Ann suggested Hanson. Remember when I brought him out on stage as Hanson
Yes.
and traumatized him?
Yes.
We did a big concert thing in San Jose, and there's like 22,000 people out there, and we're on in San Jose, and they brought us out to bring out Fiona Apple, and Drew brought his kids out on stage, and I introduced them as Hanson, and the crowd started booing, and the kids were traumatized.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's 5 years of therapy right there. Dylan?
Hey, what's up?
You're 25. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? I think you guys are doing a great job, and this question's for David. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, I worked over at Sony with you.
Oh, yeah?
And actually, I did security and fire life safety. I was there when you hurt your foot on stage, if you remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
What did he do to his foot?
He twisted his ankle or something.
Yeah, I was going out. I was actually going to make an entrance.
Right.
And my shoes were untied. I was running to the set because I was late.
I was one of the guys that carried you off. I
And
should say helped you off.
Just ripped it, man. My whole... It just swelled.
Anyway, I wanted to let you know and everybody know that obviously in Hollywood there's a lot of attitudes, there's a lot of bad things going on.
Yeah.
David and everybody on the crew, everybody on the set was absolutely killer to work with.
Yeah, it was a good team, man. It was a great team.
I mean, you, Ed, Ted, everybody.
Ted McGinley?
Yeah.
Ted McGinley is the relief pitcher of all the sitcoms.
All shows, yeah.
It's like after about 4 or 5 years when things start to slow down a little, the skipper, he gestures to the bullpen, and here comes McGinley.
That's right.
McGinley came on about 4 or 5 seasons into The Love Boat. McGinley came on about 5, 6 seasons into Happy Days, and I'm probably forgetting one. Ted McGinley just shows up at the middle of sitcoms. I'm waiting for him to pop up somewhere else. I'm thinking maybe Friends.
Hey, maybe this show.
Okay, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get McGinley on here to
fill in.
When I was like 9 years old, I did an episode of The Love Boat. And it was Ted McGinley's first episode where he played Ace the photographer.
Right.
And I just did a guest spot on it, so we had actually worked together. It was wild.
Yeah, it's really the beauty of TV. It's like we've been on for 3 or 4 years, and the ratings aren't what they used to be. We need a good-looking guy to come in here and spice things up. Let's see, let's give him a job. Cruise photographer. Okay, he's on. And
What an awesome career, though.
Happy Days, he was like a school teacher or something. He's one of Fonzie's buddies.
Let me tell you, Ted is a stand-up guy.
Is he?
Great guy, yeah.
You just want to hate him because he's so damn good-looking.
Good-looking,
But, all right, settle down, Dave.
But you see his wife.
Oh, really?
His wife's beautiful.
Oh, he's got to have a good-looking wife.
Gorgeous.
Because even...
We're always trying to figure out what could be wrong with Ted. He's good-looking. He's got a lot of money. Nice guy. Great family. What's his deep, dark secret?
Small
we always
penis.
try to figure it. Probably.
I don't know, but I know God couldn't... If God gave him a big penis, then there is no God. That's all I know. But, yeah, of course McGinley has to have a good-looking wife because even ugly celebrities are good-looking. Marry good-looking women. And so, of
you
course...
see my girlfriend.
Good-looking. You have a really good-looking girlfriend,
yeah,
right?
People are like, what the hell are you
right.
doing with you?
McGinley should have like 3 wives in that case. He's so damn good-looking. Brenda.
Yes.
You're 27.
Yes, I am.
Hi, Brenda.
Hello, David. How are you this evening?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. I just wanted to call to see if you guys maybe could cheer up an old K-Rock listener. I seem to be finding myself in more and more positions where I don't like it. I give myself to the men in my life. I give them absolutely everything they could possibly want, from incredible sex to excellent cooking to housekeeping.
Really?
And I still lose everything. Am I an idiot?
Hold on a second. We're gambling.
You're gambling.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
David, you got any money? You got $1? You got to have $1.
Yeah.
All right. You may have to get one out for me, too. Yeah, I gave away my last 5 today, Drew. David, you got an extra buck
Got
for
money
me?
somewhere here.
You all right? Yeah. Yeah, take your shoe off and get that money out of there. All right, Drew, you went for the wallet almost immediately when Brenda called. Why is that?
It's this recurrent pattern of hooking yourself up with emotionally unavailable a-holes, basically, and pouring herself into it as though that's somehow going to fix the guys and connect them to her when they're completely unavailable.
All right.
No matter how perfect she is, it's not perfect enough to cure these guys from their.
Hold on a second. David, where's the money?
Apparently I'm
Really?
broke.
Jeez.
Can't find a dime.
Don't worry, there'll be a big fat check in the mailbox tomorrow. All right, you don't have any money?
I have nothing.
Why?
Why? What's going on?
You got anything?
I'll put my dollar out.
You are so
bellying up for you guys every damn night.
You are so tight. Come on, come on. You wanted to gamble. You're confident. Come on, let me float me a buck, would you? Float Faustino one too, please. Come on.
Thanks, Drew.
Yeah, come on. You guys go way back.
You're paying me back with your earnings.
What earnings?
I'll give you my residuals.
If anybody loses, I get $2 back.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what I like. This is a win-win, Dave. All right, here's the situation. We're gambling on her past.
Okay.
What kind of environment did she grow up with, this Brenda? What was her family like? What was her situation? Well, could have been normal. That could be a bet. Could be an alcoholic dad. Could be sexual abuse, physical abuse. What is it that causes her to relive these bad relationships over and over again? Drew, I'll let you go first because you have strong feelings on it.
It's either going to be the overly intrusive parent, somehow annihilating parent somewhere. All right, I'll go with that. I'll go with the overly intrusive parenting where she's, ballet at 3 and lessons at 4.
That she couldn't do enough.
Right.
It was never good enough.
Right.
She could bring home an A on a report card, and they didn't want to know why there was 5 A's and a B.
Yeah. The flip side is, go ahead, you go now.
Okay. Flip side is distant, verbally abusive dad who she can never really get close to.
Alcoholic, yes or no?
Okay, I'll go alcoholic.
Okay.
All right, David?
I'm actually gonna go with Adam here.
No, you have to have your own. This is the deal here.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm just thinking.
I agree with Adam too.
She's trying to get
I agree with
attention
Adam too.
She needs attention from her father. And maybe
what was he
ignored her.
about? Describe him.
Maybe he what?
Maybe he was gone.
Maybe he was gone.
Maybe he
abandoned,
died.
He
Maybe
traveled.
he split.
He left the family.
All right. He was just geographically absent.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Let's go with
That's solid. Brenda?
Yes.
All right, where's Dad?
He's physically absent. He is lost in he was sexually molested me for 8 years.
Well, then, okay. All right.
And
We didn't go for
that probably has a lot to do with it.
It may be a small factor.
I thought I could get over it. I thought I could get through it.
Well, you don't do it without a lot of professional help. You've been in therapy for years?
True, you are tight, buddy.
But therapists don't do anything for me.
Well, not if you don't involve yourself and stay with it.
The information they give me is useless to me. So
therapy is not about information. So therapy is not about information.
Therapy is about them wanting to know why I feel a certain way about my parents. I don't feel anything for either of my parents because neither of my parents are worth anything for me to think of.
Therapy is about establishing a new, healthy relationship in a controlled fashion. That's all. That's what therapy is.
Okay, but the strange thing is, though, is that every relationship I've ever been in has gone up.
Therapy is really like prostitution, except for you don't have sex. Like if you just talk to the hooker for an hour.
Yeah, but it costs a lot more, though.
I don't know where you're going. Yeah.
And there's not a lot of...
Back me up here, Dick.
There's not a lot of cute therapists to begin with.
Well, this kind of acting out is not going to stop. You're going to continually act out in a chaotic manner because of this.
So I'm just going to have to get my own act together in my own head and either
is that what I said?
That or be celibate.
I don't think that's what you were saying at all, Drew.
Okay, good. Just to make sure I was clear in my own mind.
No wonder, you're a little bit combative, Brenda. And I could see where some of this therapy wouldn't take.
Yeah.
Because you kind of come in there in your
defensive
hazmat suit. And you're not going to let anything penetrate it, right?
Yeah, I do.
Well, here's the whole thing about going to a therapist with that condition is like going to the dentist but never opening your mouth.
Okay.
You could say you went, but nothing really going to get done.
Okay, I understand that.
All right, so what you have to do is just sort of lay yourself out a little bit. Realize
How do you mean lay myself out?
Well, open yourself up.
In a safe environment.
But it seems like every time I try to do that, I get stepped on, kicked in the face.
No, we're not saying doing that with another. We're saying doing that with a professional.
With a therapist.
With a therapist.
Yeah.
So you can get used to having a relationship that is controlled and does not have consequence built around it.
I would do it with a guy too. I would have a guy therapist.
Really?
Yeah. It makes a difference. You don't like guys. I mean, you got your issue mainly is with guys, right?
No, just their attitudes.
That guy, just how they behave.
Brenda,
Yeah.
Brenda, listen to me. You should play a goalie for an NHL team. You are that defensively oriented. You really are. I believe you could stop any puck. Your aura would shield you from the puck.
Oh God!
Now just relax over there. I just said you.
Yes,
I just said you had issues with guys. Your reply to that was no, I don't. It's just their attitude.
That's how guys act. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh man, now I'm in big trouble. Well, it took you guys to show that to me, so now I got something else I can think about. I appreciate everything.
No. Listen. Don't hustle off the line. Don't get defensive.
Well, I'm not getting defensive. I just don't want to take up all your time. You have so much.
Oh boy.
I have to say, Brenda, I won the pot. So
that is called a borderline personality disorder.
You know, it's funny how Brenda's initial problem was she's too good a woman. She does too much cooking. She does too much cleaning. She does too much loving. And what do men do? They pare back by cramping on her. But you could see where half hour with Brenda, Gandhi would take a swing at her after about a half hour.
That's the point of it. If that's what they expect in an intimate relationship, they bring that on. They act it out. They create that.
Right. All right. David, sir?
No, I have Dr. Drew, I have a love question for you before the night's over that I need your advice on.
What's the deal? We got a minute and a half here.
Minute and a half? Oh, okay. I've been going out with a girl for 2.5 years. And
Dump her.
Okay. Thank you.
What's going on?
No, she's a great woman. She's good to me. She treats me. She's trustworthy. But I've never been able to trust her yet fully to where she wants me to as much as she wants me to trust her.
Which is what?
Just I have a jealous personality.
Yeah, what does she want you to do?
She wants me to trust her and not ask her questions. What does she want to do that you're not letting her do? Oh well, no, she's an actor. She works a lot, and I'm very insecure about her working with other men and like kissing in scenes and.
The porno industry is very demanding, David. Oh, hold on, I'm a little offended. Why do you have to direct this at Drew? This is not a medical problem.
I've known David for years.
I know, but you saw the work I did on the last call.
No, I'm very impressed, actually.
Okay, please, I can help as well.
Both of you guys.
Okay, Drew, go ahead.
So no, I'm at a point now where she's like, either trust me or we can't. It's got to be over with. I can't do this anymore.
All right, did she do anything? I mean, I understand she's an actress. I understand a part of being an actress is possibly having, you got to have a boyfriend in a movie if it's a role where you're married or you have a boyfriend or something. Right. But realistically, is she doing anything that is out of bounds?
No, she's never cheated on me. She's not promiscuous. She's not flirtatious.
Right.
She doesn't do like movies where she's like screwing guys.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
How old is she?
She's 26.
All right, so this is...
she's about to be 27.
This is very, as Drew would say, age appropriate. When I was 23, I'm now 33, but when I was 21, 22, 23, probably up until maybe 26, 27, I had a lot of energy in this department.
The jealousy department.
Yeah, just wondering what people are up to, what are they doing, where are they, what are they doing to you, are they trying to screw you over, who are they with, who was their old boyfriend, what's this, oh man, you're helping them move or something, and an old photo album pops open and their arms around some guy on grad night, and you're bent out of shape for the rest of the evening.
Exactly.
This will vanish.
You will lose your energy. I think
it's going already.
You can feel it tapering off. It is almost, part of it is almost just like a biology, chemical, like a biology. Like you just have, this is why 19, 20, 21-year-olds make good soldiers, and guys in their 40s, who are complaining about their hernia and prostate and stuff, don't make for good guys to charge oncoming machine guns and that kind of thing. So part of it is that. The other part is you know what's going on, and you have to just sort of have that little mantra in your head where you say, all right, I'm about to say something stupid. I want to act out. I want to do what I did 500 times before tonight, but you know what? I'm not going to make it 5:01. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to sit on this one. I mean, you have to
not bring it to her.
You have to almost contain yourself.
Right.
You realize what your weaknesses are in a relationship, and be cognizant of that.
Focus on yourself and things you want to do that you need to do for yourself,
right?
Career, whatever,
yeah.
and your energy will be focused there, and you won't worry about this other stuff so much.
Right.
So it is totally 100% normal. I mean, most guys.
Yeah, you know.
There's a range, though.
Yeah, there's a range of normal.
No, I've been out of control with it. Believe me.
You may be inching up toward the top of the of that range, but you seem all right. Drew, is she okay?
We have to talk to her.
Okay, we'll do that when we come back.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and the one and only Dr. Drew.
We like that David Allen Greer. A nice guy. Yeah, and a funny guy, too. Phone number.
Is that Italian?
Yeah. Faustino. Yeah, that's got to be Italian. Hey, Paisano. All right.
Drew, hey.
Huh?
Phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Drew and I are doing the home shopping network tomorrow.
Yeah,
what are we doing tomorrow?
I don't really know.
The home show?
What is it, Ann?
What are we doing tomorrow?
What show are we doing tomorrow?
Oh, Ann.
They called you.
Drew, stop talking to Ann, would you?
Home and Family Show.
Oh, that's going to be disaster. They called me for a pre-interview today and told me about 45 times, this is a PG show, and it's live. So there'll be no booty talk.
It's just like baiting you to say something.
Yeah.
It's begging you.
It's really, because it's like my Tourette's acts up when I hear that. But the thing that's funny about it, the reason I brought it up is Drew and I have this pet peeve, and I'm sure you've been through this more than once, David, where you're going to do some show, and they say, we'll send a car to pick you up at noon. And you get to the studio at 12:15, and they tell you you're not doing anything till about 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And they just want to
corral you.
They want to keep
to the entertainment
They want you where they can keep an eye on you. And they said, yeah, we're sending a car to pick you up at 9 tomorrow morning. And I said, yeah, where are we going? Universal. I said, I could pee on Universal from my house. What time's the show start? 10. I said, listen, I don't want to offend you, but we're not a rap act. We're not rockers from the UK. We will be ready when you tell us to pick us up. But let's not give ourselves an hour buffer, because what happens is we'll get pissed off. And Drew will throw. I actually dumped it mostly on you there, Drew.
Oh, good.
Just like you guys told me to be here at 9:45. I coolly strolled in at 10:10. See, that's how we do these.
Oh, you're silky smooth. The other thing that I thought was funny pertaining to the industry today is the guy who wrote the article on me on Los Angeles magazine called me today to apologize about the picture they ran. Oh. He said, boy, that was a horrible picture in Los Angeles magazine. I don't know where they got that. We should have had our photographers take something. I said, that's a standard TV picture.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Because you look like you got a couple of black eyes, and Drew looks like he's anemic, and really, that's the TV picture? I said, that's the one they
spent all day working on.
That's out of 3 days and 35 rolls of film. That's what they came up with. So there's all you need to know about TV. Tons of money, tons of people, crappy product. Never, no other industry. If TV was a manufacturing industry, it'd be 700 guys in a factory to make a yo-yo that didn't work. And they were all making six-figure numbers income. Did you notice that about TV, David?
Yeah, but I mean, with us on Married with Children, we had great writers, so it was like, we were saved there. But if it was left up to the network,
right? I tell you, I have no idea how some of these people got where they are today. I am dumbfounded by this. But it's so funny apologizing to the guy from LA Magazine about oh yeah, that's the TV picture. A hair guy, makeup guy, caterer, photographer's assistant, 30 guys who I've never seen before, and 100 rolls of film, and they came up with Drew looks like Pat Paulson, and I look like Rocky.
Speaking of
sure.
I have no idea what
that's
that means.
A very smooth transition.
Anyway, I just wanted to, this Friday night, I'm having a huge Halloween party, Murder on the 14th Floor, and that's at the Hyatt Hotel on the Sunset Strip here in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. and that's from 9 to 2 a.m. And for more info, you can call 310-712-CLUB. 310-712-2582. I'm hosting.
What will you be dressed as so they know who you are?
I am going to be a vampire.
Really? That's pretty standard
Simple,
stuff.
but no. But my costume is pretty awesome.
Are you renting
Father's
it?
a wardrobe man.
Oh.
So,
jeez.
that's good stuff.
Tell them to pick me up a nurse outfit.
Mike.
Mike?
Mike,
Yeah.
you there? There you are.
I am.
You're 17. What's happening?
Actually, the call was going to call back, but I changed my mind when I talked to your operator. My friend, he's 17 as well, and his girlfriend's almost 18. And I don't see him very much. And I'm just missing him. And yesterday, I'm not a big fan of his girlfriend anyway. And they told me that they're getting married. And she pulled me to the side and said that he wanted me as his best man. And it kind of shocked me because I haven't really been nice to her. And I think she's a swell person, but I just didn't think they'd click it.
Well,
It drives me nuts.
Mike?
Yeah.
What was your first call about? What's the initial question?
Well, there's so much going on right now. Like, I wrecked my baby. I did a stupid driving move, and I wrecked my 65 Mustang. And everything since then is just, like, falling downhill. I've gotten more car tickets. I've lost my license.
Yeah.
My mom thinks I'm crazy.
You're living it. Oh, I guess you're 17. What are you, in high school?
Yeah. I'm a senior, and I'm
How's that going?
working my tail to graduate. I took breakfast over math. So,
What's up? What do you want to ask us?
well, I just want to say,
Why is your 18-year-old friend getting married?
why? I don't know. They say they're doing it summertime, and I'm counting 9 months.
But why?
Yeah, they'll never
what's the
get married.
hurry? Yeah, what's the hurry?
Yeah, they'll get a fight before that.
This start of summer, my friend started smoking, getting high.
That's a reason to rush a marriage.
Yeah, he had a real high hopes.
There's a shotgun marriage, and then there's the bong marriage.
I see.
Yeah. Well, he had real high hopes to go on an LDS mission. And
Oh, boy.
Utah Mormon Council.
Latter-day Saints.
Oh, yeah. And we both, since we became friends our sophomore year, we've both been trying for it. And I feel like I'm losing my friend because
you're going on a LDS mission, he's going on an LSD wedding.
Yeah. But I hate to say that. And
There, you got a chuckle out of Drew, everybody.
I'm praying because I'm hoping he's not listening because he'll probably kill me.
Drew, you're so jaded by my brilliance. You really are.
Oh, is that what that is?
I think that's what it is. Don't you think, David?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Good, man.
David's jaded, too.
I just...
All right, Mike, listen. You guys, this is, by the way, and David, you know how this goes. I know how it goes, and Drew knows how it goes. There are people that you thought were your best friend in junior high. You thought they were your best friend in high school. You have these little best friends here and there in life. But there's always a reason why you end up parting ways. And lo and behold, 5 years goes by, and you realize you haven't talked to the person. This is why. The guy's getting into drugs, he's getting married, he's going a different direction, you're going to do some sort of missionary work.
It's painful that he's chosen to go a way that you don't value, and it's moving away from you. You're losing a friend in multiple ways.
You can tell he's heartbroken. You can hear it.
Yeah,
Right.
That's the reality.
And this is just a part of life.
Right.
And it's no use. The losers in life sort of cling to these things and don't let them go. The girlfriend that should have been, Drew did this, by the way. The girlfriend that should have been history, 2 years ago, you don't want to let go.
Right.
The buddy who's going off in his own direction, you're going to fall, go right down with him.
Right.
Because you can't let go.
Losers like me.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mark.
Just making your point for you.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
Hey, Mark.
David, I just want to say that I love Married with Children. I still watch it every night.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Actually, I don't know who this question's for. It's either Adam or Drew. I've noticed that I'm, addicted to porn. And that, if I don't masturbate 3 or 4 times a day, I just feel horrible and I can't sleep and stuff like that.
Wow.
And I was just wondering if that's normal or if I need help or what.
How old are you?
16.
Never masturbate on the set of Married with Children?
I'm sure I have, actually.
Yeah, don't play dumb with me.
I'm a big porn fan myself.
Well, I'm sure. Can you imagine going through puberty in your own trailer?
Yeah, it was awesome. Lock those doors, close those windows.
Oh, jeez, I couldn't imagine. Poor wardrobe people there. Faustino spot welded his trunks to the Murphy bed again to get in here with one of those ice chippers. Did you have your own VCR in your trailer?
I actually had a dressing room. I didn't have a trailer.
Okay.
But I had a VCR.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, if I was running the show, there'd be no way some 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid's going to have a VCR and a lock on his door. Here would be my policy.
The lock is what puts you.
I would say, okay, you either get the VCR and the Western saloon doors, or you get the big freezer door with the padlock, but no TV, no VCR. And we're not even going to give you the sports page because they got that Vegas ad in the back sometimes you can get excited about. All right, Mark, 3-4 times a day?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah.
And you don't feel like yourself if you don't feel yourself?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, that seems a little excessive. Although 16, Lord knows.
Are you sexually active yet?
I've had sex, yes.
How old were you when you did that?
What?
How old were you when that happened?
15.
Anything before that?
No.
Mm-hmm. And what would happen if I put a moratorium on masturbation for 3 days?
Meaning what?
No masturbation for 3 days.
What would happen? I'd probably feel like crap, but...
You lose your energy?
Yeah.
It's like Superman without his cape or something?
Yeah, I've tried to stop, for a couple days, and I just, felt horrible.
What do you mean feel horrible?
Can you go through withdrawals, Drew?
No, but this is one of the reasons that people do this excessively is if they're depressed and they've got some unpleasant affect that they're trying to hide, trying to escape from, and this is a way to try to make themselves feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And really what you need to do, your task, is to stop doing the compulsive behavior and actually have those unpleasant feelings and get through them.
Because isn't the truth that if you don't, the less you masturbate, the more energy you'll have? Because if you don't...
yeah, to a certain... within a range, that's true.
Because if you what's the word? What's the radio word for...
Abstinence?
No, for,
Well, if you stop altogether, then your testosterone levels tend to drop off and things. But if you moderate, it's better than doing what he's doing.
So it's like twice a week.
But the deal is, this is a paradigm for how humans attempt to delay pain. They always try to take the path of least resistance. If something is unpleasant, uncomfortable, they'll find some way to feel better, as opposed to dealing with the hard facts of the reality and the feelings that come along with that. And here, Mark has found his escape, which is excessive masturbation.
Yeah, he's really doing a lot of escaping too. I mean, he's been under the wall a few times.
And Mark, just so you know, there's a porno called Married with Hormones that they actually made from Married with Children, where the whole family screws each other.
So
rent that one.
By the way, that would be the pinnacle of my career.
If they made a porno after you?
Some sort of Loveline rip-off.
Please don't do
gay
that.
Porn.
Please don't even suggest that.
Oh, I'll tell you, that would break my heart if it was gay porn. It really would. But if any porn entrepreneurs are listening, if they could do some sort of something with a Loveline theme. Oh, Dr. Drew and Dr. Spoo and Dr. Spoo and Alan are like teaming PISA, the phone screeners. Oh, this would be brilliant. Yeah. Please, come on. Someone listening, make this movie.
Valley is definitely
you make these things in 3 days. Who cares what you call it? Come on. There's probably more than one, actually, Married with Children. I mean, hell, I've seen like Edward Scissor Penis, and I like the ones that really don't give it much thought. We'll just
hump.
Yeah, but see, at least that is a play on words. I like the ones that just will actually just remove a word and just insert penis. All right, Amityville penis. All right, we'll be back. John Leguizamo on Thursday when he comes in here with D.B. Sweeney. Tonight, our guest is David Faustino. You know him from Married with Children.
Bud Bundy.
And you don't mind that, do you?
I don't mind that.
Good, why not? Made a bunch of money, everyone loved the show, who cares? Let's move on because Drew's coming undone. Laura.
Hi.
23.
Yeah, Laura.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Laura. You're Laura.
Hello.
Hi. My question is, I've been with this guy for almost a year and a half, and I'm a virgin, and I want to stay that way until I'm married. And I haven't had any kind of sex, oral, nothing, no touching me, nothing. He can kiss me, and that's it. And his big problem is, he says that if I love him as much as I say I do, then I would go ahead and at least do oral sex or, go all the way. And I don't want to. And yesterday was my birthday, and he took me out, and we had big night plans, and we ended up in a hotel room, and then I ended up leaving because that's all he wanted was sex, and then he broke up with me because of this.
How old is he?
I'm sorry?
How old is he?
24.
He's been with other women?
Oh, yes.
You don't even touch him down there?
No, I won't. Because in my eyes, it's going to be leading him on. And I think it would be better if I didn't, because then he's just going to say, well, I'm a tease because I'm not giving him more.
Your boyfriend, this has been your boyfriend for a year?
I'm sorry?
This has been your boyfriend of a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why? Is this a religious thing, Laura?
No, It's just, I want to save myself until I'm married. And I feel like if he can't respect that, then how could he ever marry me? Because how many guys, I think people take sex for granted. And it's not just for a feeling, it's for people who love each other.
Wow. What kind of healthy environment did you grow up in?
I want to marry you.
Actually, I grew up in a very loving environment. And my parents have been married for 27 years. And that's my mother, as far as I know, she was a virgin when she married my father, and so was my father. And, I mean, that's just the way I was brought up, and that's just what they've always told me, which is right. And in my eyes, it is right.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with people having sex. That's fine. That's what you believe, but that's not what I believe. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen.
I think I respect that.
Yeah, Laura's healthier than...
You'd respect it for about 2 dates, and then...
I want to go out with her.
Then there'd be some rape going on.
I'm not ugly or anything. I'm not at all. I mean, I could have guys. I just don't want to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, we're not accusing you of that.
Being ugly.
Have you ever seen a penis in person?
Not in person, no.
I could show you the biggest one you've ever seen in your life. Come over here right now. It would be the biggest one you've ever seen in your life until you saw another one. All right. Where are you calling from, Laura? Not
Las
from
Vegas.
No. Oh, really?
Yes. And I've lived here all my life.
Be a virgin in Vegas.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one over 12.
As a matter of fact, I think in Vegas that you actually get like 1.47 years per regular year. They should do that, actually. Meaning,
they're going to erect a statue in her honor.
If you're 19 and a virgin in Vegas, it's
27
it's
Los
equivalent
Angeles
to being
years.
No, that's 27 Minnesota years.
Oh, okay.
And 114 Palm Spring years or something like that. But here's the point. Listen, if he convinces you to do something that you don't want to do, could you imagine the burden it's going to be on him? I mean, let's just imagine this. You're hopped up, you're horny, you've been with this girl for a year, you're dying to get at her, you want to do something with her, so one night you go out to celebrate her birthday like they went out the other night, you give her a few drinks, you drag her back to some hotel room, and against her better wishes, you get her to do something.
You better be getting married to that
She's
girl.
going to be pissed off for the rest of your relationship.
Well, see, I don't try to get him all hot and bothered.
Laura, we got it.
No,
this is not your problem.
But let's be fair to him, too. He's how old, 24?
Yes.
He's 24.
I'm sorry?
Are you in love with him?
Yes, I am. I love him with all of my heart. And I thought he felt the same, but then I think, well, if he did feel the same, then he'd respect me and think, well, I must have a good time.
But it's not that. It's like being, it's like... you left part of a hoagie up on the counter, and the dog leaned up there and snatched it. And it's like it's like taking that personally. Why did you, Rover? Why did you forsake me this way? Oh, the humanity. It's like it's really that's instinct. I mean, it's hard to a 24-year-old guy in a relationship for a year. It's really got nothing to do with respect.
But it's also timing, because he's not ready to get married.
Yeah.
If you were to get married, he would have just gone on with it and got married and wouldn't be worried about pushing you to something before you got married.
But then you would have actually, you got to worry about this. A guy's getting married so he can have sex with you, which is a really ass-backwards reason for getting married. And it's sort of,
think of the
it's sort of a weird twist here. But think of this. Hold on. Think of this, Drew. You, the new and improved resurrected Drew is back in here with a virginity call. He's sitting up on his seat. You notice that? You are virtuous. You don't want to get married. You don't want to have sex until you're married. So you, because you believe in the sanctity of marriage and relationships and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, what it's really served to do is get a guy to marry you maybe 2 years before he was ready to do it so that he can get your panties off. You know what I mean?
Maybe she shouldn't date guys more than 6 months. Guys that are serious about, ready to get married. So if it's going to go on, it's going to go on to marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because after a year, the guy's biology is going to erupt.
Yeah, he's going to be like going for the roofies or the something. All right, Laura.
Mm-hmm.
Can you want us to talk to this guy? Patch things up for
if you want.
Yeah, where is he?
I'm sure he's listening.
Oh, he's. All right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll break early. We'll see if we can get him, and we'll straighten this whole thing out.
Okay.
We really will, because I know you're heartbroken.
Well, the only reason, the only reason why it's pleasurable is so people will do it, and so you'll have children. And that's just what I was brought up to believe, is that sex is only to bear children.
Well,
yeah.
I was brought up to believe that the Easter Bunny existed, too, but you just get over it, that's all. All right, listen, Laura, we're going to put you on hold.
Okay.
All right, Sherry? Sherry looks like she's having some sort of crisis in there. Sherry, you all right?
What was that?
All right, Lisa or Sherry, we're going to try to get Laura's boyfriend's number off the air. We'll see if we can't get back with him after this.